Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash, and demolish the apostles and others of Great Millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is a brother I'm Noah Allah from Gemini, Chicago, and I'm going to go ahead and go into a quick lesson about how would you call it? Speckle-birded Israelites, all right? Speckle-birded Israelites, all right? And because we are the children of Israel have committed iniquity, and it's like have committed sin against Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, the Lord put these curses on us and scattered us unto the four corners of the earth. All right, and so we were under the captivity underneath these heathen nations, and so a lot of our people, they have got with these heathen nations women. All right. And so a majority of us, a majority of us, we look a lot more like these other heathen nations, right? You got some Israelites that look like straight up Edomites. But according to Romans 8 and 16, it says the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So that's right. You got a lot of our people who look like these heathens, man. All right. Jake, that have light skin tones, right? Or Jake that can look like a straight up Elamite, all right? But he's still an Israelite because according to his seed, all right, because according to his bloodline, all right, his bloodline goes back to the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, which means that he is an Israelite according to Numbers, all right, according to Numbers 18 and Slacky. I'm trying to breathe right now. Pedigrees. According to Numbers 1 and 18, it says, and they assembled and all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their posts. So you see, it says, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. So yeah, your bloodline, all right, it comes basically from your father, all right, because the father carries the seed, all right. You basically come out from your father's nutsack, all right, for use of a better term. But yeah, a lot of our people look like these heathen nations. They look like a lot of them look like Edomites. A lot of them look like Moab. A lot of them look like the Japanese, Russians, so on and so forth, all right? But according to this scripture, right, yeah, the bloodline, all right, the seed, all right, comes from the father, all right. You come out from your father's nutsack, all right. But nonetheless, I brought the scripture out first because at work today, there's this Jake, and he looks like a straight up Edomite, but he doesn't act like an Edomite. He'd be telling me stories about how in the past, he went to prison for a couple of months, for a couple of years. He'd be doing some crazy shit, like robbing people. Usually how Jake's would be actually in the hood. But this particular Jake, he said that he was of a Irish descendant and and had a background of indigenous, of a Cherokee tribe. Forgot how they call it, but nonetheless, he looked like a straight up Edomite, but he was really Jake to the spirit. All right, he'd be telling me about the scriptures too, how after him serving those many years in prison, he actually followed the Bible to change his life around and to stop doing the shit that got him in trouble in the first place. All right, such as robbing from people, selling drugs, and so on and so forth. Um, and he brought out a scripture in the book of Romans that basically quotes that his spirit is trying to do right, but his flesh always wants to go off. All right, and that's right. The spirit warreth against the flesh. The flesh warreth against the spirit. Both are contrary to one another. All right, and after hearing this Jake's conversation of what he has been through, yeah, it clearly shows that he's a Jake. All right, but hey, in these last days that we're entering into, a lot of these Jakes, all right, the 1/3, right, and the elect, right, a person like that, all right, you never know, he might just very well be one of the 1/3, all right, because you can see how he has so you see how he believes in a higher power, man. He believes in a higher power, and he be telling me stories about that, like, yeah, I'm gonna just leave this one to God, and hey, Jake is a very how would you call it, the religious, basically. All right, Jake is a lot of Jake are like Christians. All right, a lot of Jake are Catholic or whatever. But hey, even us brothers in the truth, all right, in the past, we were like, some of us were Catholic or Christian, but the Lord woke us up into this truth, and brought us into this truth, all right, and I could imagine that speckled birded Israelite, all right, I could see him being part of the 1/3, all right. Eventually, he's gonna wake up to this truth, and realize that he's actually an Israelite, because they part of the elect and the 1/3, right, you're gonna have Israelites looking like these other nations, right? You're gonna have Israelites that look like Esau. You're gonna have Israelites that look like Moab. All right, you're gonna have Israelites that look like Ammon, or Elam, or the Ishmael, right? But hey, as it says right here in Romans 8:16, it says the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And that's right. If their lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then hey, he's a Jake. All right. And they act like Jake. They don't mask it. They don't put up a front. All right. Their spirit is literally Jake. They act like a Jake. All right. Uh, for lack of a better understanding, basically, you will know that a person is a Jake, yeah, if he basically acts like a nigga. All right. But hey, that what that man told me, all right, what that Jake told me is definitely what he has done in the past was definitely some type of nigga shit that he be doing in the past. All right, but hey, um, he is most definitely a Jake because he showed me photos of his younger self. He told me that a gang that he used to be in and all the trouble that he has gotten into and how he has like a DOI and all this other shit. But hey, even if you look like these heathen nations, there's no escaping the curses, man. All right. Even if you look like an Edomite, there's still no escaping the curses because you're still an Israelite, man. Yeah. It's 1 Samuel 16:7. It says, "But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his contempt." I'm not sure it's the right one. Yeah, I think this is one. Yeah. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as a man seeth, for man looketh not on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. And that's the way how we gotta be. All right. We can't just assume that uh that a particular white person is an Israelite. But if you see him acting like a Jake, hey, just like what the scripture says, the Spirit itself bear witness that we are the children of the Most High. If he acts like an Israelite, if he acts like a Jake, he's most likely a Jake. All right, and yeah, a lot of our people are a lot of our people have different shades of brown. Or some may have, yeah, a lot of them have lighter skin tones, man, like me. All right, I look like a straight up Edomite. All right, but hey, I'm still a Jake because my father is an Issacharite. All right, which means that my bloodline goes back to the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which means that I am an Israelite. And you have other camp sessions where the brothers stand on the line, and hey, there's also Israelite believers that look like Edomites. All right, but the bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, which shows that they're clearly an Israelite. But nonetheless, hope this lesson was edifying. We'll give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.